Hello viewers, welcome in another episode, and for me it will be travel into very dark past. Maybe it wasn't that dark because I was young, even very young, then a little bit older, when Poland was still in Soviet Union influence zone, Eastern Bloc. So I remember well all of those cars. Even when I was a young kid, this is Warszawa 224, those were just being replaced by Fiats and Nyssa, but still there were some, and then they were used as taxi, as ambulance in combi version, or estate, and private cars as well. So how Welly looks? It's cheap car, so cheap model, so we can't expect amazing things, but still I like it. Generally shape is okay. Most of the cars will have issue with windows. Those are not properly made, but it is what it is. I think the best part of all of those models will be wheels, because they are quite realistic. That's how those wheels looked. In some cars we will have the smaller lamps acrylic. Here it's painted. We have acrylic headlamps with chrome trim. That's how it was in real cars. Doors, those small scale wellies are not that great. We have beacon, in Polish language we called it kogut, which is cock, the bird, a male version of chicken. Rear we have acrylic headlamps, but it's not in every of those models. And as you can see, there are some issue with fitting it properly, but this is just macro, so it's ruthless. No chance to ignore some faults. The other issue I have is front seat is moved too much to the rear. There is rear seat as well, and this is how I remember Warszawa. Instead of two single seats, you have that whole width of the car seat, and it was very comfy. It was soft, which I think on Polish roads then was very good idea. Inside it's okay, it's not perfect high quality, but it's okay. One thing I'm not sure about is gear shifter, because I remember some of them with gear shifter beside steering column, but this is very nice model anyway. For that price, I'm surprised we are getting as much. Here it's another color version of Milicja Obywatelska, blue and white, and those are colors I remember when I was kid. White with blue stripe. That's a little bit older. And oh, by the way, we have rubber tires and models are screwed together, so could be probably customized easily. Other than different color, there is no difference. Nesca, or that's the short name, which is longer, of NISA 522. I damaged it because I already broke blue flashing light. I'm vandal. I didn't like militia then, so I vandalized this car. In Poland then we call them suka. Suka means bitch, but not swearing or female doing very old job. It's from a female dog, which I think is not fair, because female dogs are really great companions, and those cars were mostly hated by everyone. Doesn't matter if you were just took or if you were just a regular law-obeying citizen. We generally hated militia. There was plenty of jokes, very rude jokes, and those jokes were very often true. It's nice car, it wasn't great. It was okay when it was introduced. The older one have different shape. It could be with wooden floor, but it did what it should do. It wasn't very reliable. It was very thirsty. It was old petrol engine, very similar to one in Warsaw, the two we've seen before. And here rear lights are painted. Now, time for something more modern. Fiat 125p. This one is with some issues with eyes, because if we look at it, then lights on this side are painted straight, lights on this side are looking that way. And as you can see, front lights are all painted. We have wiper blades, very realistic wheels with steel rims, door handles, mirrors. Inside you can see how that beacon flashing blue light looks when I'm not braking those. Inside it's okay. Quite realistic steering wheel, gear shifter. Yes, it was that short and it was looking so modern. Then we have dashboard. Very interesting speedo, because it wasn't just needle, turning, moving according to car speed. It was long, more trapezoid, I think, than squarish. And there was tape which was moving depending on speed. If you were going faster, it moved to the right. If you slow down, it was just moving backward. It was very interesting. Fiat 125p. Oh, by the way, rear we have acrylic inserts and very nice chrome bumpers. They were made with 1.3 liter engine, but most popular was 1.5, and modified 1.5 was then used in Polones. Inside five seats, 2 seats front, seats for 3 people in the back. So this is Policja. When we got proper independence, Milicja Obywatelska dissolved and it changed into Policja. Then they checked some of people who were working there, serving there, because some of them didn't deserve to be part of law protecting service, and those were maybe not modern, but definitely it was a step forward from the Fiat 125. It wasn't fast, it was still very thirsty. Many of those had, by the way, this is Polones Caro Plus. There were Polones Caro Plus, Polones A2. Then we have different engines. 1.5 was replaced by 1.6. We got some more modern Western engines. There was many variation of this Polones, and the older one, we will see it in different episodes because there are too many cars to show it in one go. Was built in many versions as well, but they were not as many as with those more modern. And rear lights, it looks nice with Polones. We have Caro and some other letters, but I'm unable to read it. Now let's have a look inside. So steering wheel, it's much modern, and speedo in those was again classic with needle. In car like this one, that was car on which I have lesson how to drive, but final exams I still passed in Fiat 126P or Fiat Bambino, how it was called in the West. Oh, those are very familiar rims. This is plastic trim to steel rims, because alloys, that was something new. They were introducing some, you could have alloys, but standard was steel rims with these hoop caps. We have more of Caro Plus. This is in fire brigade livery, and it's you know, in theory it should be same, but here those bottom lights are acrylic. I wouldn't say those acrylic lights are of great quality, but those are acrylic lights, and we are using macro, so there is no forgiveness for any faults. Oh, by the way, there is rear wiper blade. Oh, I forgot to show a beacon on a police car. It's same. Instead of straż we have Policja. And we have recolor, red one. that exhaust isn't that bad. But from what I remember, it was a little bit different. The rear box was much wider. It wasn't that narrow, but whatever. Now another NISA 522. This is an ambulance. Very primitive if we look at modern ones. Then I don't remember our ambulances to have 3 blue beacons. No, there was one. It could be something like this, or it could be something much wider. But livery is quite good. That big R in a blue circle. That's how they were just marked. Wheels are very realistic. I would say wiper blades are very nice for this kind of cheap models. Maybe not cheap if you buy and send someone 30 models, then cheap becomes not so cheap. Interior not bad, apart from rear where it's just empty, and maybe that's better. No one was hurt in process of making of this car. And my favorite here, we've seen already 2 Fiat 125 piece, but this is very famous Polish car, exactly in this livery. Because when I was a kid, there was fantastic comedy series called Zmiennice. It was about taxi drivers, mostly. They were, they were driving this one. In theory, both were males, but in reality, one of those drivers were female who was using fake artificial mustache to pretend to be a lad, because otherwise she wouldn't be employed as taxi driver. And at some point, that a proper lad discovered she's a woman, they get in love, and it was very funny story, directed by Bareja, very famous Polish director of comedies. Not only, but comedies, those comedies in Poland are legendary. It was perfect caricature of how Poland was looking then. The best part was Bareja didn't invented like joke situation. He was a very good observator, and he just used situation he seen or he hear about, or someone seen. I don't think someone who wasn't living in Poland, or probably in Czechoslovakia, Hungary, or other, those Eastern Bloc countries, then would understand that comedy, or most of it, because you need to know that reality to get most of those movies. And younger generation of Poles, they don't think that's very great comedy, because they don't understand it. They don't get those jokes. They don't understand why it's so funny. Excuse me. But for me, it was one of the best comedies ever. And even side number 1313 says a lot. There was criminal plot, etc. It was just amazing. We have in the indicator there, lights. It's as model, it's same as those Milicja Obywatelska ones. We have taxi. In Poland it's called GAPA, or was called GAPA then. So for me this is, I love it. I'm so happy I got it, because it reminds me one of my favorite movies of my childhood. So maybe now I will put all those cars beside, just so we can have look at those in some kind of order. Oh, I'm struggling to find where is front, where is back. So we've seen 10 models. That's 1/3 of what I received. Apart from that, Maisto car transporter. I hope you enjoyed it. I wonder if someone is from countries which would be familiar to that Polish cars from that period. I expect not too many, if any at all. For me it was a very nostalgic trip. I thank you for your attention, for going with me down that rabbit hole, and as usual, all the best for all of you, and see you soon. Bye bye.